what's the company's policy regarding sponsorship? And I was like, okay, how to explain this now? I haven't drank water all day and someone just gives you cold water. You know when the water is sweating? Cold water. You know when you drink that type of cold water, how it hits your throat, how you feel when it goes. That's exactly how I felt when I got that job. I was pushing my faith that far. I'm like, these guys would definitely sponsor. Like, ain't no way they won't, you know? I wailed like a child. Like, I wailed like someone who had lost someone. They can't employ me if I don't have. I say, hey, if my village people have sent you, tell them that you did not see me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Anita here again, back with another video. If you're just joining this channel for the first time, you are very welcome. Once again, my name is Anita Nwalo and I'm a YouTube content creator. So I create lifestyle content, sit down, chit chat, vlogs, ASMR content as well. So you are welcome. Please take a seat, get yourself something to drink because this is about to be really interesting, okay? So just without wasting much of your time, from the title of this video, you already sort of like get the idea of what this video is going to be about. I actually didn't plan. I like when I just spontaneously just film. Like, I didn't plan this video. I didn't plan what I was going to say. I just know I just want to do a story time. I haven't done a story time in so long, and I feel like I need to just, you know, bring back that story time vibe. I've been working on a podcast. It's just not ready yet. Having some technical issues with it. Filmed the first episode, but some things went wrong, so I might have to refilm that again. I'm not too excited about that, but here we are. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking in this video, so I might as well just get my lip balm ready to go. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark outside and I want to see how quick I can film this video before it's completely dark, because I don't think I want to like set up my lights. But anyway, how you guys doing? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing fine. What was that? I literally just closed from work. I worked from home today. It's a Friday. I'm excited. I love the fact that I get to work from home with my new job. It's so exciting because I can then unwind. I just like lay back once I'm done from work, just log off and literally just start enjoying my weekend. So it is what it is. Welcome back. I'm happy to see you. If you're not a new subscriber, thank you guys so much for the loyalty. Okay. Thank you. You guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Last week was my birthday. My birthday was actually on Easter Sunday. So yeah, that was quite exciting. I know I put up a community post here on YouTube, but I didn't make any video. I should be uploading some of the birthday videos that I had. I probably would just do that later, but anywho, that's not why we're here. So in this video, I'm just going to be doing a story time talking about the time when I got a job and lost it almost immediately in Dublin. So how do I explain this? Like the story time about the job that I got last year that I lost almost immediately due to my visa status. So if you're ready to get this tea, just get a glass of something nice to drink, get yourself something nice to chew on, and let's go. Don't go anywhere.
From a different continent, I packed a bag in confidence. I didn't come for compliments, oh no.
Alright guys, so yeah, just a bit nervous. Like, it's my first time filming a storytime video in a really long time, so I'm not sure I remember how this goes, but like, let's just get on with it. Alright, so last year, like, I really had like a really tough time last year. I was dealing with a really bad relationship, a bad breakup, and I also was dealing with, you know, unemployment. So I quit my job last year at some point because I had worked with these guys for like over a year, but I didn't really see myself growing. So I just thought that like I needed to quit that job to find something better for myself. It was stressing me out a lot. The pay wasn't great as well. So there were a lot of reasons, you know, why I quit that job, and I'm so glad that I did. But it was such a bold step for me because I was kind of like unsure where I was going, but like I got this temporary job where I was, you know, working in a deli, and like literally like it was a great experience for me because I felt like it helped me to learn more about like serving in a restaurant kind of setting, you know. I had an online restaurant back in Nigeria, so I just felt like I want to get more experience like serving people on the go, just in case like I do get my own restaurant tomorrow, because I've been saying it, I actually do want to have my own restaurant here in Ireland someday. I'm saying it and I know it's going to come true. So yeah, so you guys will just come back to this video and refer to it and say that Anita actually said that. So yeah, I don't want to lose track of what I'm saying. So basically, worked at the deli for a while, finished with those guys. And the reason I decided to take up that job is because I wanted to be able to do a job that would be flexible enough for me to interview with different companies. You know, it's difficult when you have a 9 to 5 from the office. Like, you have interviews, you have to be sneaking around, finding out where you would be able to do the interview. Like, sometimes the lunch break is not enough, or sometimes you're even busy on your lunch break. So like, it just wasn't working for me. So I decided to take up that job at the deli. It was great because I then got to interview with a lot of companies, and I finally got a job. Like, honestly, when I got this job, I literally cried. Like, I got that email, you know, that email that is like, how to explain this now? When you haven't drank water all day and someone just gives you cold water, you know, when the water is sweating, cold water, you know, when you drink that type of cold water, how it hits your throat, how you feel when it goes. That's exactly how I felt when I got that job. So basically, like, that's how it was for me. It was like a breath of fresh air. My parents had been praying for this, like, they've been pushing for me to get this. I interviewed for this role. Like, from the interview, I already knew that they liked me. It was a startup company. Funny story, like, they actually had their office, like the office branch was actually in my college, you know. So it was great. It was like, okay, going back to my roots. Okay, wonderful. I felt like this is the reason God has brought me here. I went to UCD. My, you know, first big job is going to be like in the UCD premises. So amazing. I wasn't hired by UCD, by the way, disclaimer. So like, this has nothing to do with UCD. They just they rent a space in UCD for their office, so that's just what it is. So it was a tech company, so to say, not fully tech but tech-ish. I don't want to say their name, but like, this was the biggest heartbreak of my life. I got this job based on merit. The interview went really well. I even spoke to you know, when you go through different stages of the interview, you have the first stage where you speak to the what do you call that? Like, the first stage where you speak to maybe the manager or something, and then you speak to the hiring manager, and then you get to speak to the CEO. So I think I had like 3 different interview stages. So it was really great, you know. Like, let me get some water. I know I did well on that interview. I mean, what's not to like? I'm a very likable person. I just explained my experience and my skills, and they actually saw the needs. It was an entry-level role, so it was great. So yeah, finding a job in this country is not the easiest thing. I would say that finding a job in Ireland is not easy, especially when you didn't come here to study tech. It can be such a nightmare, to be honest. And that's actually what I went through. So I got the job, right? I was so excited. I was over the moon. I called my parents, my really closest friends. They were so happy for me as well. Like, everything was, you know, a-okay. But just to let you know, like, when you come here to study, you get a study visa, and then you'll be able to apply for post-study visa for 2 years. So it's renewable every year for 2 years. So at that point, I was still on my first post-study visa, which was due to expire, in about a week from the time that I got this job. The reason I didn't apply earlier enough is because I felt like the job I'm going to get, I knew in my heart that I was going to get that job. I knew that God was going to give me something, you know, at that time, and I just didn't want to go ahead and pay for the renewal of my visa, because I felt like these guys would pay for me, because a lot of tech companies have money, to be honest with you, and sometimes like they sponsor, not all the time, but I was pushing my faith that far. I'm like, these guys would definitely sponsor, like, ain't no way they won't, you know. So when I spoke to the CEO, I first of all explained my visa status. When she didn't even ask, to be honest. Like, I was the one who brought it up, because I felt like I wanted to be 100% honest with them, so it's not like I'm just having like any type of fears when I start working with them. So I asked, you know, if it was okay. I told her that I was on a 1G. A 1G is the visa you get after a stamp 2 study visa. I was on a 1G postgraduate visa, and she said that there was no problem with that. I told her that like I was just going to be reapplying for the second one. I'm obviously going to get it because I was eligible for it. Coming here to study, you're eligible for 2 years post-study. She said it was okay, and I was like, so I just wanted to find out what's the company's policy regarding sponsorship. And I was like, okay, are these guys gonna sponsor me or not? Finally, she responded to say that she's 90% sure that that's not going to be an issue, but I just have to have worked with them for at least 3 to 6 months, which is okay, because every company has their probationary period. So I completely understood that. Like, that was no issue at all. Now, I was supposed to start the job. First day, I was supposed to go into the office. It was basically supposed to be a remote job, and I was supposed to be going into the office on the first day. I went there, like I was so excited. Like I literally even vlogged. You know what I'm saying? Like I vlogged, did my makeup. Like, are you kidding me? I did my makeup. I had a really nice work outfit on. I was vlogging like from when I left the house. Like when I even got on the bus. Like I even literally cried on the bus, and I vlogged that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted to just, enjoy the whole journey because I was really excited. I got there, everyone was happy to see me. I only met like 2 or 3 members of the team because it was basically a remote job. I couldn't even meet the CEO. I was so happy, went in there with so much joy and enthusiasm, just trying to enjoy my first day, trying to catch up with everyone, make them kind of like get into my personality as well, so they are excited to have me on their team. And everyone loved me, like everyone. Things were going great until this happened. Now, towards the end of the day, I received a call from the HR person. So she rang me, and she was basically just trying to ask me to send her some documents, because like they have to set you up with revenue, like because it's a new company. I already had my contract I had signed and all, so I was supposed to send her some documents. I had previously sent in my international passports. I sent in a few other things, but now she asked me for the visa. Okay, that was where we had a problem. I explained to her, like I said to the CEO on the call, that I'm on the stamp 1G, which is due to expire, and I had recently applied. To be honest with you, as soon as I had that interview and they said that they would not have any issue sponsoring, so I'm like, okay, I might as well just like pay for the second 1G and just let that run for 3-6 months, and then these guys are going to sponsor me. I'm just going to go to my stamp 1 visa. So like it was perfect, like that was just the perfect plan, right? And I said this to her, and the HR person was like, oh, we can't employ you if you don't have a valid visa. And I'm like, sis, are you not listening to me? Like, I've literally had this conversation with the CEO of the company, and she said it was okay because like I know I was definitely going to get my second 1G, just a matter of time. And this is how it works. Like when you apply for your second 1G, it comes out like after say 6 weeks, but from the period of which you've applied, as long as you've applied in time, like you're not applying after the expiry date of the previous visa, you are eligible to stay in the country, still like legal. You can still work for up to 8 weeks during that time, which the new one would come in. Do you know what I'm saying? So it made perfect sense, and I had already explained that to the CEO. But then this lady was like, oh, they can't employ me, they can't employ me if I don't have. I say, hey, if my village people have sent you, tell them that you did not see me. That was exactly what was on my mind, because I'm like, what? So I explained everything to her. She still didn't want to listen to me. She was like, I need to send her the thing. And I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to immigration and see if they can possibly fast track the whole process of getting my new 1G. Now, I sent an email that same evening to immigration. I was also speaking to the business or one manager like that. Like I was literally speaking to her to let her know what was going on. She also sent an email to them on my behalf, which I really appreciated. Like it was great. Immigration already knew what was going on, but immigration will never respond to you immediately. I knew that was going to take about 2 to 3 days or so. I just got like a quick automatic response stating that they'll put they gave me like a queue number, put my number in the queue, and then like they will be responding to my email at a certain time and whatnot. So fine, I gave feedback back to the team to let them know, okay, this is what's going on, like literally carrying them along during the whole process. Now, it so happens because it's a new company, they were just like really scared about breaking, immigration laws or revenue laws and everything. And I went on their website. So it's like, this is your country. It's not my country. Like, I'm not Irish, okay? It's your country, and I feel like you should know the laws better than myself. I've already gone on the website, the immigration website, to confirm that I can actually work for up to 8 weeks from the expiry of my previous visa. And I applied before the expiry. So I applied like say a week before the expiry. So like I was still well in my right to stay in the country and work. If you're telling me I cannot work, you're trying to tell me that I'm an illegal immigrant, they should chase me away, I'm not supposed to be living here, and that was not the case. So I explained all that to them, and we were just trying to like wait for feedback. The whole thing was just on my mind because like I was just so scared. I didn't want anything to happen to my contract. I was so worried. Parents were worried. Thing is like sometimes when I go through some things, I don't like to just tell my parents immediately because then they get worried, passes on back to me as well. This whole thing happened on a Thursday. So the next day, which was a Friday, I literally walked up to the immigration office. Like I went into their office. It was not just a case of I'm calling and no one is picking up. I went into their office. I think they opened around 8 or 9. I was one of the first people that actually strutted in because I just needed feedback. Even if I couldn't get my stamponji immediately, like the new stamponji, I needed someone from immigration to actually speak to them on my behalf to say, oh, she's actually winning her right to work. Do you know what I mean? So I went in there and I actually confirmed that I could actually work for up to 8 weeks. So it's like, what the hell? I literally was standing outside the immigration office when I called my manager. There was a manager I was reporting directly to before the CEO. So I sent emails, and then I was also just trying to give like feedback on like what I was told at the immigration. So it's like this HR person that's telling me I'm not eligible to work. Maybe you will use your 2 legs and go into the immigration office and let them tell you that I'm not eligible to work. Because then they told me at the immigration office that I'm actually still eligible to work, but they don't issue letters to different companies because it's like they're advocating for us to be able to work for them and they don't want to be an advocate. So I was trying to just make sense of the whole situation, but no one was trying to understand me. It was really, really, really stressful for me. Like I had nothing else. I was paying my rent out of my savings and still trying to eat and live, trying to still be happy. It was a really, really difficult time for me. I remember crying tirelessly. Like sometimes I would just go to bed wetting my pillow with tears because they were threatening to just rescind my employment. That was the exact word that they used. My first time saying that word, rescind. We will have to rescind your employment, kind of like revoke my employment. And I was praying to God at the same time. I'm like, God, you gave me this job for a reason. Please don't take it away from me, So like it's just at that point I just realized that literally like anything can happen in this life and anything can change in the blink of an eye, and what you think is God's plan for you may not be God's actual plan for you. You see, the immigration people got back to me to say it's not going to be ready until so time. So I explained to them, this HR person, I don't know where she came from, for God's sake. Like it was as if she was after my life. And the sad thing is she was so difficult to reach. I would try to call her, she wouldn't pick my call. She would pick my call and then she would then say she's going to get back to me. Maybe she's in a meeting or whatnot. She would never get back to me. And the issue was persistent for like almost a week. Then I didn't know that they were trying to give me 1 week notice before they revoked my contract. I didn't know that that's what they were trying to do the whole time. The business manager was just trying to act like she was, she cared. Literally, she was trying to act like she actually cared, but she didn't actually care, because when she was supposed to give me feedback on like what the CEO was saying, she wasn't saying anything. At a point, she wasn't responding to me anymore. So it was like I was in the dark. No one was getting back to me. No one was giving me any feedback, and I was just dying inside. I was crying. My friends knew how I was so close to booking the next flight back to Nigeria. I'm not even joking. That's how frustrated I was. Like, I was there. I had it up to here. Job search in Ireland will drive you mad. I'm not even playing. I went through all the phases. Like, I felt so rejected. I felt like no one wanted me. It was a really, really dark time in my life. Like, eventually, obviously, like, they didn't bring out the thing in time. Even after I had sent them a message stating that I wanted to travel to the UK for a friend's wedding and I needed, them to fast track and everything, they would fast track it, but it wouldn't be as fast. So they finally sent me an email stating that they had revoked my employment. I felt like I just needed the ground to open up and swallow me. Like, I felt like that's just what I needed to happen. I wailed like a child. Like, I wailed like someone who had lost someone. If you saw me crying, like, I was a shadow of myself. I didn't even know what to do. I was so distraught. I was so tired. I was angry, upset, frustrated, all at the same time. And honestly, like, I'm really, really grateful for my friends, because my friends were there to lift me up. They literally drove all the way down to my house, tried to make me feel better. And because I told them I was going back to Nigeria, and they're like, going back where? You want to leave us here? They actually came back to my house, tried to talk some sense into me, tried to like make me feel better, and I actually did feel better after the whole thing. But like, you know, it's that kind of thing where I had to then go back to start applying for jobs. The first time I applied for a job after that happened to me, I cried because I thought I was past this stage. I thought I was past this phase. Like, I had to even go back and delete the vlogs that I had like planned, you know, for the first day, because I was supposed to do like my first day at work type of vlog, you know. I had to go back and delete those vlogs because looking at this, it just keeps reminding me of the sadness and the sorrow that I feel. So I had to just take that away. And it's really so difficult, guys. Like, it's so difficult dealing with all these problems on your own, especially when you don't have family members here. You're just here by yourself. You just moved here. Oh, my back is hurting. Oof. It's so difficult, like, dealing with all these life problems when you're on your own. The way adulthood hits you hard. Adulthood is no joke, I tell you. My brother, my sister, it is no freaking joke. It was so nice when my parents used to worry about everything for me, like what I would wear, what I would eat, what I would do, what I would drink. Doing everything on your own, honestly, it's not the easiest thing. And I actually applaud myself because I've made it thus far. Long story short, before the end of last year, I got another offer from another company, and like literally got 2 offers. Like, how amazing is that? Like, I got 2 whole offers. What happened with these guys, like when they terminated my contract, what pissed me off was the fact that in that email that they sent to me, they stated based on the fact that I was not transparent about my visa status throughout the visa process. Like, that part got me pissed, because it's like, okay, if you want to take off my contract, why tell a lie against me? I feel like they just wanted to make themselves look good so bad, so they had to paint me bad to make it seem like I was not transparent. Like, I was literally the one who brought up the issue of my visa, you know, in the interview with the CEO. So it's like, where are all these allegations coming from? But I just felt like it was no use trying to just get back to them and tell them this and that. I just let it go, because I was like, if I keep going back, I'm just going to be hurting myself even more. I wanted to actually send them back an email to tell them my mind, and I let them know that I stated that I was on a stamp 1G. Why are you coming to make it seem as if I was not transparent during the whole recruitment process? That is a lie. I've gone through an interview phase before where I literally got to the final stage and then they dropped me because they felt like they had someone else who was a native speaker. It was a French and English speaking role, so obviously they got someone who was maybe Canadian or French, and they told me that they got someone who was like from there. So it's like, the way I'm speaking English now, you telling me I can't get a job because I'm not from Britain. And then again, like, you know, this whole thing where you're applying for a job and then they ask you your ethnicity. Are you black? Are you Hispanic? What? Stop it. I feel like companies actually need to stop that, because you then base your recruitment like on who the person is, where they're from. It shouldn't matter whether I'm black or white or Italian or Asian or whatnot. What should matter is my skills, what I can bring to the table, what I can bring to the team, you know. So these are the issues. They come down here to study. Nobody tells you what you go through after that phase, you know. No one tells you how crazy it is to get a job sometimes, especially when you didn't study a tech course, or when you didn't do anything related to finance. I know I just like released a video, I think probably last week or 2 weeks ago, depending on when this video is coming up, where I'm talking about the type of courses that I would advise people to come down here to study. So it's really, really difficult. It's like, I just needed someone to take a chance on me. If I don't do the job well, just fire me in a week. I don't even care, but just give people a chance. You will see them asking for 10 years of experience, 5 years of it's too much. This is what people go through here. It's just people don't really talk about it. So I just felt like I needed to just talk about this. And that is my story time of how I got a job and lost the job in a short space of time. Yeah, so glad to have like just got that off my chest. So we have come to the end of this video, guys. It was a really, really like traumatic period for me last year. I was unemployed for almost half the year, and I had to pay heavy rent. If you know how much rent is in Dublin, if you know how expensive rent is in Dublin, you guys will open a GoFundMe account for me. I'm not even joking, because it's crazy. But I thank God, so far so good. I'm in a good place. Not exactly where I want to be, but I thank God so far. I'm, on the right track, on the right path. And thank you guys so much for watching the video till the end. If you have reached this stage, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I keep forgetting to talk about the notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post videos like this. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share, and do not forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my story. Do you have a similar story or something that has happened to someone close to you that's almost like this? What do you think about the employment situation in Ireland or in Dublin or wherever you are? Let's talk in the comment section. All right, on that note, I'm just going to be closing off this video. I'll see you guys in my other video. If you haven't watched my other video, please don't forget to click the link above, and that's a link to my most recent video. I hope that you watch that video and that you enjoy that as well. Thank you so much once again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. But till then, au revoir. Bye guys.